अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रियं। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारि। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। वासुदेवाय। So today we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 12, entitled The Killing of the Demon Aghasura. And text today we will read 1, 2 and 3. However, before repetition, I will read the summary of this chapter Prabhupada has described in the beginning of this chapter. So I will read the summary part of this chapter written by Srila Prabhupada, and then I will read text first and second, and then we will come up with third for repetition. Chapter 12, the killing of demon Aghasura. This chapter describes in detail Krishna's pastime of killing Aghasura. One day Krishna wanted to enjoy a picnic lunch within the forest, and therefore he went out early into the forest with the other cowherd boys, accompanied by their respective groups of cows. While they were enjoying their picnic, Aghasura, the younger brother of Putana and Bakasura, appeared there, desiring to kill Krishna and his companions. The demon who had been sent by Kamsa assumed the form of python, expanding himself to the length of 8 miles and the height of mountain, his mouth seeming to extend from the surface of the earth to the heavenly planets. Having assumed this feature, Aghasura lay on the road. Krishna's friend and cowherd boy thought that the demon's form was one of the beautiful spots of Vrindavan. Thus they wanted to enter within the mouth of this gigantic python. The gigantic figure of the python became a subject for their sporting pleasure, and they began to laugh, confident that even if this figure were dangerous, Krishna was there to protect them. In this way, they proceeded towards the mouth of the gigantic figure. Krishna knew everything about Aghasura, and therefore he wanted to forbid his friends to enter the demon's mouth. But in the meantime, all the cowherd boys, along with their groups of calves, entered the mouth of the gigantic figure. Krishna was waiting outside, and Aghasura was waiting for Krishna, thinking that as soon as Krishna entered, he would close his mouth so that everyone would die. While waiting for Krishna, he refrained from swallowing the boys. In the meantime, Krishna was thinking of how to save the boys and kill Aghasura. Thus he entered the mouth of gigantic Asura, and when he was within the demon's mouth, along with his friends, he expanded his body to such an extent that the Asura suffocated and died. After this, Krishna, by casting his nectarian glance upon the friends, brought them back to life, and with pleasure they all came out unhurt. Thus Krishna encouraged all the demigods, and they expressed their pleasure and happiness. For a crooked, sinful person, there is no scope for Sajuja Mukti or becoming one with the effulgence of Krishna. But because the Supreme Personality of Godhead entered the body of Aghasura, by his touch, this demon got the opportunity to merge into the existence of the Brahma effulgence and thus attain Sajuja Mukti. When this pastime was performed, Krishna was only 5 years old. 1 year later, when he was 6 years old, and he stepped into the Paugand age, This pastime was disclosed to the inhabitants of Braja. Parikshit Maharaj inquired, why is it that this pastime was disclosed only after 1 year, and yet the inhabitants of Braja thought that it had been performed that very day? With this question, the 12th chapter ends. Text, first sloka, Sri Suka Vacha, Kvachid Banashaya Mano Dadat Brajat, Pratah Samuthaya Vayasya Vatsapan, Prabodhayan Sringaravena Charuna, Vinirgato Vatsapurah Sarohari. Translation. Shukadev Goswami continued, O king, one day Krishna decided to take his breakfast as a picnic in the forest. Having risen early in the morning, he blew his bugle made of horn and woke all the cowherd boys and cubs with its beautiful sound. Then Krishna and the boys, keeping their respective groups of cubs before them, proceeded from Brajbhumi to the forest. Second. Tenai Vasakam Prathuka Sahasrasah Snigdha Susugvretra Visana Venavah Swan Sahastro Parisankyanvitan Vatsan Puraskritya Vinirayur Mudah. Translation. At that time, hundreds and thousands of cowherd boys came out of their respective homes in Brajbhumi and joined Krishna, keeping before them their hundreds and thousands of groups of calves. The boys were very beautiful, and they were equipped with lunch bags, bugle, flutes, and sticks for controlling the calves. Please repeat after this verse written on board. Krishna Vadsayra Sankhyatair Yuthi Kritya Svavatsakan Sharayantor Bhalilabhir Vajhurush-tatra tatraha. Krishna, of Lord Krishna, Vatsahe, along with the calves, Asankhyaatahe, unlimited, Yuthi Kritya, assembled them, Swavatsakan, personal calves, Charayantaha, executing, Arbhlilabhi, by boyhood pastimes, Vijruhu, enjoyed, Tatra Tatra, here and there, Ha, indeed. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Along with the cowherd boys and their own groups of calves, Krishna came out with an unlimited number of calves assembled. Then all the boys began to sport in the forest in a greatly playful spirit. Purport. In this verse, this word Krishna Vatsar Asankhyaatahi are significant. The word Asankhyat means unlimited. Krishna's calves were unlimited. We may speak of hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, billions, trillions, tens of trillions, and so on, so on. But when we go further to speak of numbers impossible for us to count. We are speaking of unlimited numbers. Such unlimited numbers are indicated here by the word asankhyatah. Krishna is unlimited, his potency is unlimited, his cows and calves are unlimited, and his space is unlimited. Therefore, he is described in Bhagavad Gita as Par Brahman. The word Brahman means unlimited, and Krishna is supreme, supreme, unlimited Para Brahman. Therefore, we should not consider the statements of this verse to be mythological. They are factual but inconceivable. Krishna can accommodate an unlimited number of calves and unlimited measurement of space. This is neither mythological nor false. But if we study Krishna's potency with our limited knowledge, that potency will never be possible to understand. अतः श्री कृष्ण नामादि न भवेत ग्राह्यम इंद्रिय भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु 1-109. Our senses can't perceive how he could keep an unlimited numbers of calves and cows and have unlimited space in which to do so. But this is answered in the Brahma, in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. एवं प्रभु प्रियानाम च धामश्च समयस्य च अचिन्त्य प्रभावत्वात् अत्र किंचिन्न दुर्घटम. Sri Sanatana Goswami in the Brihad Bhagavatamritam states that since everything about Krishna is unlimited, nothing is impossible for him. It is in this sense that we have to understand this verse. So this chapter describes, first of all, description about how Krishna was herding, Krishna was grazing the calf. One point, Krishna he started the herding the cows. Before that herding the cows, grazing the cows, Krishna was taking care of calves, small, go shisu, baby cows. So here, this particular chapter describes, this is not a usual day, it is unusual day. And a special feature of this day, when Krishna came out for herding the calves, that particular day Balaram was not present with him. This day Balaram did not come along with Krishna in the forest in Vrindavan. Balaram remained in the house because that particular day it was Janma Nakshatra, not birthday. Janma Nakshatra, there are many nakshatra. All together in astrology there are 27 nakshatra every single day. Today is Kritika, for your information. Today, 26th of September, Shashti and the Kritika, like Rohini, Bharani, Bhadra, Purva Bhadra, Uttar Bhadraya. So, in that particular nakshatra, Balaram has taken birth. For that reason, he did not come out with the boys for the tending, the grazing the calves. So that first time we will describe Since this chapter describes about demon Aghasura, how demon Aghasura was delivered, so first of all we would like to describe about Aghasura and especially his previous birth. In his previous birth, Aghasura was the son of another demon and his name was Shankhasur. Shankhasur was the father of Aghasur in his previous life. And characteristic of Aghasur, he was extremely beautiful personality. Aghasur, by the will of providence, he was given an extremely beautiful personality, a very beautiful person. His personal beauty was as if he was a Cupid himself, a second Cupid, such a beautiful person, a strong person. That is the reason why he was very much proud about his beauty. So he was a demon, Rakshas, Asura, but beautiful body, handsome body. One day, by will of providence, we went in the valley of Malayachal, Malaygiri. He was roaming about here and there in the valley of the Malayachal mountain. And there one thing happened, then the same mountain, Ashtavakra, one highly powerful Brahmatej Sampan, Brahmin, saintly person, Ashtavakra was living there. And at one point, Ashtavakra, who was the most ugly personality, 8 places, 8 limbs were completely bent. At one point, 8 places, his body was bent. And color-wise was blackish in color. Such he has maintained such ugly. In one sense, he was the ugliest personality in that valley. So Ashtavakra was walking, and one point, Aghasura saw Ashtavakra. Immediately by seeing the ugly form of Ashtavakra, though Ashtavakra was highly equipped with spiritual potency, Brahmatej, his body was emulating. Whole the valley was emulated by his effulgence, his Brahmatej. So he was roaming, he was coming out from the valley, and Aghasura saw, and immediately Aghasura started to laugh. Aghasura glanced on his body, Ashtavakra body, and immediately he started to loudly laugh. So much so that whole the valley was resounded by his laughing sound. But Ashtavakra, being observing his spiritual thought, he did not care. Ashtavakra did not pay any attention for the sound, laughing sound. But at one point he came very near. Aghasura came very near to Ashtavakra and pointing his finger, index finger towards him, he said, "Look at this ugly personality." At that point, Ashtavakra lifted his face and saw Aghasura was standing right in front of him. Though there is no question of anger in the personality of Ashtavakra, he was enlightened with spiritual potency, but still, by the will of providence, anger arise in the heart of Ashtavakraji, and Ashtavakra immediately cursed him. Tvam sarpo bhava durmate. You rascal, you don't appreciate my spiritual potency. Rather, you are looking my ugly external form and you are so disrespectful. That is reason why Tvam sarpo bhava. You durmate, less intelligent person. Tvam sarpo bhava. You become sarpa, snake. Kurupa vakraga gati. You will assume a very ugly form. And jati sarpanam bhuri mandale. You take your birth on the earthly planet as a serpent and an ugly serpent. So thus this curse was uttered by Ashtavakra. This curse, Aghasur could understand the seriousness of curse. He was a prince, a king in royal family, demoniac family. Next moment he was cursed to become an insignificant animal, ugly animal, envious animal, snake. So he could understand the seriousness of this curse. Immediately, literally, Ashtavakra threw himself. He did throw himself on the feet of Ashtavakra. He fell down. He grabbed the feet of Ashtavakra and he was touching his forehead with the soul of Ashtavakraji and crying. Tears flow freely from his eyes, and such a awkward position now he was. He grasped, caught hold firmly the feet of Ashtavakra. Ashtavakra tried his cast off his, but he has such a strong grip. Ashtavakra feet were in the grip of Aghasura. He could not walk. No more. He was not. Ashtavakra was not able to walk even a single step. And though he was angry, but immediately, within a fraction of second, minute, when he saw the repenting mood of Aghasura, immediately his heart, Ashtavakra's heart was melted. And mercy came in his heart. And he spoke a very gentle way with the demon, to the demon. Ashtavakra, my dear boy, since the curse had came out from my lips, it had came out from but it could not be reversed. No power in this material world has ability, power, strength to reverse the curse. My dear boy, you must accept. You will be, certainly, you will have to accept the body of a snake. But since you are repenting for your mistake, so you will take birth on the earthly planet in the Bharatvarsh, and you will be fortunate enough to live in Brajdham, Vrindavan, Mathura Mandal, and Koti Kandarp Lavanya Sri Kanshtu Tavodaro. And one, the Supreme Personality of God, Swayam Bhagavan, is going to appear in the Brajbhumi. And in there, Koti Kandarp Lavanya. Ashtavakra describes Krishna beauty, Koti Kandarp Lavanya. Kandarp means Cupid, considered to be the most handsome personality, beautiful personality of this creation is Kandarp. But even the Koti, Koti means 10 million. If the Kandarpa, Kamadev beauty is multiplied by 10 million, still it could not be equal to the beauty of Lord Krishna. So such a beautiful personality, Krishna, will come and he will enter in your udar, in your stomach. And then yada gachet sarparupat, as soon as Krishna would enter in your udar, in your stomach, immediately tada muktir bhavisthi, you will be free from this curse and you will achieve that mukti, liberation. You will be liberated. So that same personality, son of Shankhasur, has appeared, has taken birth on the earthly planet here in Mathura Mandal area, and he became the associate of Kamsa. He was a demon. Though he has ability, a demon has ability to live any form. They can assume any form. So though he was in the form of human being, he can assume a human being, but still Sarpa Bhinivesh, he was feeling that he was haunted by the snake. Always he feeling that I am like snake. So in that condition, Aghasura, the one of the important associate of Kamsa, very powerful personality, and by them here Prabhupada described that he was the younger brother of Putana and Bakasur. There are three sister brother, one sister and two brothers. You can imagine such a glorious this brother, Putana. Probably she was eldest sister, and next was brother was Bakasur. Bakasur, you know, he was killed previous to killing of Aghasur, Bakasur. And this third personality, Og, he was a personification of Og, sinful, sin. So he came in Vrindavan. He was very much envious of Krishna, Balaram, especially Krishna, because his sister and his brother were delivered, were killed by Krishna. That is what reason of his envy. For that reason, he came. That place is nearby. If you have any opportunity, you can visit our famous ISKCON Gurukul. Is located near that area where this pastime took place. However, I will come to this text. So, before describing the deliverance, killing of Aghasura, Shukdev Goswami start this chapter, how Krishna was herding the calf. We must remember that by this time, this pastime took place in this season, Sarat. Few days ago, today 6th day of Sarat. So this Ashwin and Kartik, the 2 months of Sarat. So this pastime also took place in Sarat season, Sarat Ritu. That time Krishna was 5 years old. 1 year previous to this pastime, Krishna has started herding the calf. Means Krishna started herding the calf when he was merely 4 years old. 4 वर्ष की अवस्था में भगवान बछड़े चराना प्रारंभ किए थे. 4 years, such a cute handsome boy. So every single day, Mother Yashoda would wake up Krishna. 4 years, 5 years old boy. Whole day he was herding the calf. Evening he came very much tired. Night he was taking rest. Still he was tired. But still Mother Yashoda had to wake up her son, because next day he has to go, prepare for. His Holiness Loknath Swami talks about how Mother Yashoda would wake up son, very famous, Uthi Uthi Gopala, Arunodaya Jhala. Maharaj, nice thing, I have not ability to sing otherwise. Uthi Uthi Gopala, Arunodaya Jhala. Uthi Uthi Gopala, Arunodaya Jhala. Mother Yashoda wake up earlier, 2:30, 3:30, at 3 o'clock, Krishna still was lying. Mother Yashoda dressed herself nicely, took a bath, and then came on the bed where Krishna was lying down whole night. Mother Yashoda came and tapping on his body, my dear boy, Krishna. Uthi Uthi Gopala, Gopal, you have to go in the forest for herding the cow, take care of cow. So, though I understand you are tired, but your father is waiting, Nanda Baba is waiting, so please get up. Why? Arunodaya Jhala, Arunodaya. The sunrise, before sunrise, 45 minutes before sunrise, the period called Arunodaya. So Mother Yashoda would come and wake up the Krishna. This was the usual. And then Krishna immediately took bath. Mother Yashoda gave him bath, taking bath, and then dressing, and after dressing they ate. All the cow herd boys, other boys also came, calf herd boys came, and Mother Yashoda would feed not only Krishna Balaram, but all the boys, cow herd boys, but not cow, calf herd boys. What's up? And then Mother Yashoda gave him the Prabhupada's like lunch pack, lunch bag. So daytime they used to take, midday they used to take their lunch. But before going, they take their breakfast in the courtyard of Mother Yashoda. But one, this pastime describes Sukadeva Goswami, the day before this particular pastime, while Krishna and other boys were returning back to Chatikara, nearby, so they decided in evening time that tomorrow we will not take our morning food in the courtyard of Mother Yashoda, in the Braj. Rather we will take our morning breakfast, morning food in the forest. They have decided. For that reason, Balaram was also consulted, but and everyone was agreed that tomorrow we will take our morning food, morning breakfast in the forest, in the Vrindavan. So Kachit Banashaya Manu Dadhat, they have decided, they had taken a vow to take their breakfast as a picnic in the forest. Pratas Samutthaya. So today Krishna did not wait Mother Jashoda to came and wake up. Krishna immediately. And Prabodhayan, Krishna started to play his horn, bugle made of horn, Charuna, Nirgatur, and so that all the boys wake up. And immediately every single boy, calf-herd boys, they assemble in the house of, in the courtyard of Mother Jashoda. And they came, that hundreds and thousands of throngs of calves were there. Krishna calves as well as other boys' calves, group of calves. Tenaiva Shakam Prithuka Sahasrasa Snigdha Susudvena. They were very much affectionate. They were extreme affection for Krishna. And Krishna has extreme affection for his friends, boys. And then everyone, they merge. Today, no question of taking their breakfast in the house of, in the courtyard of Mother Jashoda. They decided no. So Mother Jashoda packed their lunch pack or lunch bag and they came out. Krishna Vatsar Sankhyata. Here the third verse talks about Krishna Vatsar Asankhyata. What was the number of calves of Krishna? Asankhyata, the number of calves. Go Shishu was unlimited, millions, trillions. Not only Krishna's calf, but other boys' calf. They merged together and then they came in the forest. All the calves, Krishna's calf as well as Sridham, Vasudham and other boys, their calf, they merged together. And calves were walking ahead and all the boys were following them. So in this purpose, Srila Prabhupada talks about Krishna Vatsar Asankhyata. Krishna's calf, number of Krishna calves are unlimited. No question of count. They could not be counted. Billions, trillions of calves were there along with Krishna. So, Prabhupada talks about Krishna is unlimited, Krishna's potency is unlimited, and Krishna interacts, his associates are unlimited, and his cows are also unlimited. We could not perceive with material senses how Krishna was able to accommodate in this Braja. We understand the Braj area, that is 84 crores. Circumference of Braj Mandal is considered to be 84 crores, which means 168 miles. This is the circumference of the Braj. And in this, within this circumference, 12 forests are located. Mainly Vrindavan, Madhuban and Talban, Kumudban, altogether 12 forests. So Krishna, since he is unlimited, his unlimited potency, it is not possible for us to conceive how Krishna was able to accommodate billions of, trillions of cows, cow-herd boys in this area. Prabhupada here talks, if we will try to understand with these senses, certainly we will become failure. We couldn't understand it. Inconceivable potency of Krishna. Krishna opulence, Krishna sweetness, it is all unlimited, inconceivable. But however, when with a submissive way, when we hear the pastime, when we hear or describe this pastime with a submissive way, with love and devotion, then mystery of Krishna Lila, it would be revealed to us. This is question of revelation. This is not question of reasoning. By reasoning, by argument and different type of discussion, we can't understand. But when we engage our senses in the service of Krishna, Prabhupada has quoted here one verse from Bhakti Rasamrita, Atah Sri Krishna Namadi no bhavit grahyam. We could not conceive, we could not understand the potency, sweetness or opulence of Krishna. It is not possible. But when we engage our senses in the service of Krishna, our senses become purified, and once our senses is completely purified by Krishna Bhakti, then all the mystery, Krishna sweetness, Krishna opulence, Krishna everything would be revealed in to us. So it is a question of revelation, not question of reasoning and knowledge. By our knowledge, by our wisdom, we can't understand. But when our senses is purified by process of devotional service, then certainly his sweetness would be revealed. Like we understand, similar with the deity form of Krishna. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, entered in Jagannath temple first time, then same Jagannath Vigrah, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Vigrah, Tribhanga Lalit, because we don't have love, devotion for Krishna or Balaram or Jagannath, so to us, Balaram, Krishna, Jagannath doesn't reveal his beauty to us. To us it seems it is very strange way, the eyes, the hand, it is not, we can't say it ugly, but certainly it is, we don't think that it is like Tribhanga Lalita form of Krishna. So here in this purport, Srila Prabhupada described that we can't understand the potency of Krishna and how Krishna was able to accommodate millions, trillions of calves in this area in Braja. And then Srila Prabhupada has quoted from Brihad Bhagavatamrita Sanatana Goswami, Evam Prabhu Priyanam Cha. In this way, Prabhu Priyanam Cha, associates of Krishna, friends of Krishna, and Dhamas Cha, we can't understand about his associates, cowherd boy, and same time Dhamans Cha, Dham, this pastime places, Braj, Vrindavan, Samayas Cha, and time factor, because Krishna transcendental pastime, it has there is no jurisdiction of time and place. It is all the pastime are taking place. There is no jurisdiction of time and place in this pastime. So here Prabhupada says, it is in this sense that we have to understand this verse. If really we want to understand this pastime and we want to develop or revive our Krishna consciousness, then in a very submissive way, faithfully, we must hear, we must describe this pastime, childhood pastime or boyhood pastime of Krishna. He will describe then all the sweetness, all the opulence, it will be revealed to us in due course of time. So this starting of Krishna, how Krishna came out that particular day. Remember for the whole chapter that Balaram was not there this particular day. Balaram he was also like avatar, Seshnag. So anything pastime took place, something, a verse of any snake, Balaram did not come. Even that day when the Kali Daman took place, in beginning also Balaram did not come. Because he was thinking that from my race, from my community, there is something disturbance is going. So Krishna thought, Balaram is snake, and he will see some snake in awkward position. Then Balaram may develop some affinity, some mercy, so there would disturbance in pastime. For that reason, Balaram was not present this particular day when this pastime take place, killing of demon Aghasura. So here I should stop. Anything you would like to comment or anything say? कुछ कहना नहीं है ना? फर्स्ट टाइम तो समझ में आता है ना? और क्वेश्चन से ही पूर्णाहुति कीजिए. फाइनल ऑब्लेशन बाय क्वेश्चन. ओके. मैं सुन नहीं पा रहा हूँ. I don't remember which one of Acharya described that this cursing demon by saintly person, this is due to the Leela Shakti of Krishna. Otherwise, there is no question with such a great fortune, demon, they got opportunity, fortune to associate with such a highly elevated personality by Ashtavakra. This was their bhagya, their fortune. So, Leela Shakti, Krishna's eternal potency, it is arranging this for time. Otherwise, there is no question of anger in the heart of a Rishi Ashtavakra. He was Brahma Tej. For him, man and apman, honor and dishonor, there is no difference from it. But still, due to will of providence, due to will of Krishna, due to will of Leela Shakti, anger arises. So they utter the curse. But see the significant. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sadhu sang sarva shastre koy, lava matra sadhu sang sarva siddhi. It appears apparently that it was a curse, but Aghasura was fortunate enough to got the supreme benediction. whole this chapter towards the end we will understand his fortune of Aghasura. One particular verse describes there is yogi for thousands of years. They try to meditate, their mental form, that mental form, they try to meditate on the form of Krishna and they are not able. They simply wanted to a glance of Krishna, imaginary form in their mind. Thousands of years they perform austerity. But here, Krishna, Aghasura did not make any endeavor to catch Krishna far within. But Krishna personally entered. That not the Aghasura was meditating the far. Yogi meditate, mental, imaginary far. And he was so fortunate enough, Krishna personally entered in all his, along with friends, and his sweetness, opulence within him. For this end, the yogi, the making austerity, penances, controlling the senses, this and that, that fortune was obtained by Krishna simply, obtained by Aghasura simply by a fragmental association with a saintly person, Ashtavakra. So this is Sadhu Sangha, Sarv Shastre Koi, Law Matra Sadhu Sangha. Practical, typical example of this pyar is Law Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarv Siddhi Hai. Aghasura got the highest, the supreme benediction, fortune, simply by a fragmental duration of association with a sadhu. So this was arranged by one of Acharya, I don't remember the name, he talks about this is due to the Leela Shakti, spiritual potency of Krishna. Yog Maya are in his braj, which Devi who is arranging Leela Shakti, Paurnamasi. So this is the special arrangement of Paurnamasi Devi, or Yog Maya, or Leela Shakti, or another name is internal pleasure potency, directly say pleasure potency of Krishna. So here I should stop. So, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki.